I've decided to share the secrets in this video. What is the future of selling AI systems? Well, I believe there are only going to be two industries that will dominate in the next 10 years. You've got AI and personal brands. And the reason for that is Goldman Sachs predicts that the creator economy will nearly double to $480 billion by 2027. But even crazier than that statistic, you've got the AI industry that is set to 10x by 2030, going to a market cap of almost $1 trillion, which is absolutely outrageous. So I've been thinking, why not combine them together to create the ultimate productized offer that business owners need and want? And that is what we're going to cover in this video. So by the end of this video, you're going to have it step by step laid out what you're going to sell to clients, and you're going to make a ton of money from it. So without further ado, just lock in for the next 10 minutes, cut out distractions, take notes if possible, and let's do this. So the name of this offer is going to be the AI distribution infrastructure. And here's the problem we are solving. You see, many business owners and founders are the face of their business, meaning that they are the constraint. If they stop posting content, leads stop coming in. If they stop running ads, leads stop coming in. So they are the constraint. If they don't show up, neither will their clients. And most of them struggle with consistent and predictable appointment setting and getting clients until now, because that is what our offer is going to solve once and for all. You're going to have the ultimate playbook for solving this. So trust me, it's in demand like crazy. Like, I would need this. I've spoken to so many business owners that need this. So just keep watching, right? So essentially, we're going to leverage AI and do more and better of what they're currently doing, which is distributing their assets faster, more consistently, with more volume and with more variations. And here's the best part. You don't need the clients anymore. You don't have to rely on them providing you the raw content that you can distribute to their socials. You don't have to rely on them to give you certain information to start your service, because this is where AI comes into play. And this is the new, most up-to-date offer that I would be selling if I was in your guys' position. So here's step one. Let's quickly go into this. Now, what I've done is I've laid this out step by step, so it's going to make it really simple for you. Step one is to clone the founder's voice and face for creating these highly engaging assets. And these are going to be distributed on short form, hyper-testing ad creatives, and overall traffic for their business. And we aim to get out about 100 new assets per month. And don't worry if it seems confusing. I'm going to make this really simple on how you're going to actually deliver, how you're going to price it, and how you're going to get clients. So keep watching, because I don't want you to miss out on this. So that is just step one. And I'm going to explain how to do this after I just tell you step two as well. So if we go to step two, we've got financial arbitrage, and I'm literally going to show you an example of what this looks like in a second. So financial arbitrage basically means that you are leveraging your currency, because if you're watching this, you're probably in the US or maybe the UK, Australia, Europe. You're probably in a first world country, or at least you have some type of device you're watching this on, in which you can leverage your currency to another currency. Like if we take the Philippines or India, where there's highly talented people who are skilled at motion graphics, editing, becoming virtual assistants and all that good stuff. And we combine them together where you don't have to rely on the founder to create content, because you clone their voice. And then you combine that with this, it creates something like this. And this is just an example of me in this video, that you can get an idea of what we're going to be doing, right? So if we just let this play for, let's say, 5-10 seconds. Sign clients every single day. Maybe you would travel the world, go to Bali, Cape Town, or even Dubai. Well, this can be your reality if you watch the next 27 seconds. So you get the point, right? That's a really quick overview of the animations and content style that we are going to be doing for clients. So it's pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie, because the best part is you obviously are leveraged, because we are outsourcing the motion graphics, and then we don't need to do anything for the founder, because we obviously clone their voice, and this can be done using 11 labs. But it's only going to get crazier, so keep watching, because we're going to package all of this into an actual productized offer with the pricing model and everything in a second. So keep watching. 11 labs to clone their voice, and then you can even use HeyGen to actually get their face to speak AI. And then essentially you pair that up. And the reason we're keeping a vault of 5 editors is because obviously if you are scaling, you can't just use the same editor to do all of the content because they'll become overwhelmed. But at the same time, if you haven't got 5 clients yet, you want to be over delivering as much as possible by actually posting the content for them, using your time, because realistically, if I'm being honest, the only advantage you have over the bigger agencies is that you have time and they don't. So you need to maximize using your time to distribute their content assets, and to edit the videos, and yeah, just use your time to essentially do it done for you. And then obviously once you get more than 5 clients, you can then actually release that talent, so you can give them a customized editor that they can use to edit their content. So it goes from done for you to more like do it yourself, but we give you the talent. So that's just like the process of scaling. But now let's move to step 3. You've essentially got the first part, which is going to be distributing the 50 assets. So far, once you sign the client, you collect the money, you get, let's say, $2,000 as an example, hypothetically. You clone their voice. You essentially do that through 11 Labs. You create, this is to create short form hypertesting ad creatives, which we'll get into in a second. And then, yeah, obviously the goal is 100 new assets. But we're just going to post the first 50 assets in the first 14 days. So this is going to say in the first 14 days. There and about, it doesn't have to be exactly. But then this leads us to the best part. And this is the best part, right? Because in these 14 days, we're going to post a lot of different content assets. And there's actually 3 different content styles that serve 3 different purposes that I'm going to explain in the next like 2 to 3 minutes. But the next part is going to be step 4, which is actually going to be analyzing the winning assets after 14 days to ramp up traffic. So the whole purpose of the first 14 days is to see what type of content styles are working, because you haven't just got this style right here. Like, it doesn't have to be this one. That's just one part of the 3 content styles that you should be doing. If you go to my page on Instagram, you can see that we post these ones all the time, which are like tweet style reels, right? So that's another style of content that's, automated. And this is completely automated, by the way. This is using Canva and ChatGPT essentially. But you have different content styles, 3 different content styles. One is the motion graphics, the one I showed you. Second one can be this one, and then a third one can be whatever you want, right? But that's just a quick, explanation for it. But you would see which content styles are performing the best, and then you would ramp up traffic through paid ads. And trust me, this is going to be the safest way to get your clients leads. And the reason is that the videos with views from the first 14 days, not all of them will get views, but some of them will. You then get the style and it's proven. So for example, if this one does really well, then what that means is that you can essentially put their offer on a tweet style thing like this and put that as an ad. And that is quite literally what I did. And it's making me like a ton of money. I'll get into this in a second. But it's getting me like 100 sales per month, which is quite literally doing what I'm telling you guys to do. Actually, let me quickly see if I can find this, because I know it'll help you. If we go to this ad set, yeah, we literally just have like this one right now, which is just my offer on a note. So it goes to show that this works. Like, what I'm showing you bloody works. So let's keep it moving. So what you're going to do is, for the ads, I'm not going to go too much in depth, but I do want to help you a lot. So I'm going to explain how to essentially make it so you're going to get your clients results. You're going to create 2 ad sets in the Facebook Ads Manager. Now, the first ad set is going to be targeted. So what you're going to do is upload your clients' followers, their competitor followers, and any warm emails that they have to Meta. So we can basically place our offer in front of their audience. And then the second ad set is going to be retargeting. So anyone that actually clicks on the call to action for the first ad set is going to get retargeted with middle of the funnel ads, which is like testimonials or, to gain trust, right? And that's done through uploading the pixel of their landing page, website, or whatever you're doing to send this traffic to. You're going to upload that to Meta, so we can essentially retarget all of the traffic that converts or doesn't convert, in this ad. And then what you're going to do is you're going to run $20 per day for both ad sets for the next 14 days. And that's going to print consistent leads and appointments, right? So you spend $560, which isn't bad, to be honest, and with an average of a $7 cost per lead, you get them 80 leads. With a 10% ascension rate, you can get them 8 appointments in 2 weeks, which isn't amazing, but it's consistent. And that's the difference, right? We use the first 2 weeks to go organic, to get them views, to over deliver, and then we see what's working well, and then we turn that into ads, right? Top of funnel ads and middle of the funnel ads, because it's proven. So it essentially minimizes the risk, but to get best clients results, you can also use their current lists. So this could be the first thing you do when you work with a client, because likewise, if you are trying to get a client for yourself, like it would make sense to go to people you know who are business owners, right? Because the trust is already there. Likewise, if you're running ads, it makes sense to start with people who know, like, and trust you. So that's why we upload your followers, right? Because you always want to start with people who know who you are, whether it's you getting clients, whether it's your clients getting customers, and so forth. So you ideally just do an SMS blast and an email blast to all of the warm leads that they've collected in the past. And if they give you a 1K list, you can usually get about 3% to convert, right? The bottom 3% of a market always converts. So that's 30 appointments or low ticket sales that you can get for your client. So in total, you can get either 38 appointments, because notice how we get 8 appointments here as well, or you can get 38 low ticket sales probably in the first 30 days. But obviously that can be increased with more ad spend. But this hopefully is making sense so far. We essentially use this as a litmus test and then use the ads to amplify what's working. So yeah, now you're probably wondering though, how do you get all of this value that we've gone through into an actual offer that's one sentence, or your copywriting, right? And here's how it works. You have the framework, right? So the framework is that we help X add X result. So 10 appointments. I'm going to go through an actual offer in a second, but in X time, so it could be 30 days, using X mechanism without and then latent conditions, which basically means something they've tried in the past but failed at. And that's just going to help resonate to them even more. So an example of this, and then obviously a risk reversal, but an example of this could be, we help coaches add 27 sales in the first 30 days using our AI social funnel without you doing anything. But this also could be without cold outreach or things that they've tried in the past. And that's why it really helps to know who you're helping, because you can list out what they've tried in the past, and that's going to really resonate. Because if we bring appointment setting down to first principles basically means, what can we say is fundamentally true about appointment setting? Well, it's simply getting another human to agree to get on a call with you. And you do that through resonating. And resonance, within its simplest form, is saying to a set market, I know you've got this problem, here's a solution. I know you've tried this, here's a better option. And that allows you to become closer to your niche. And then that allows for them to agree to get on a meeting with you, right? So then you have the PS. And the reason we do PS is because people always actually read the PS before the actual offer. So if they read this and they read this first, they'll say, we'll get you 5K views first for free. Now, I'm a big believer in leading with value. If you can lead with value, you'll get whatever you want as a byproduct. That's just a quick side note. Naval Ravikant, who is worth like $65 million, he basically says, I think, that you become rich by giving society what it wants but does not know it wants yet at scale. So you essentially need to give the market what they want but don't need, or sorry, what they want but don't know that they need at scale, right? But essentially, to start, you would do this on a micro level by providing value to your niche, and the amount of money you have is pretty much directly respondent to the amount of directly correlated to the amount of value or units of value that you provided to the market. But I'm not going to cover that in this video. A quick overview of the offer is that we aim to distribute 100 assets, so pieces of content, across ideally 2 social medias using AI. So for example, you have different styles of content. You've got so if we're doing 100, I mean, this is 90, but it's close enough, right? You could do 30 motion graphic, like voiceover styles. So for example, like this one, but obviously you wouldn't have their face. It would just be the motion graphics, and you'd obviously make it not as long as this. you would have 30 tweet style posts as reels, right? You would have 30 value threads. So this is like this, for example, pretty self-explanatory. And then 30 value threads would be just like, let me try and find you an example. It's quite similar. If we go to my latest post, I think I did one if we go here. So it'd just be like this, right? You can see, yeah, very simple. But these serve different purposes, right? So this one is to get people to find out who you are. So this is more the catchy, shiny content, right? That's trending. Then same with this one, the tweet styles can be trending as well. But then the value threads aren't going to get as many likes, but they serve a different purpose. They are meant to get the audience to like, know, and trust you, right? Or to like, know, and trust your clients. And then essentially you run $560 in ad spend for the winning styles. And then you turn those styles into actual offers, and then you publish it as an ad creative in the 2 different ad sets, right? And you do that. And then also a database reactivation once a month to existing leads with a limited time offer. So what that looks like is I would personally put that at the start of your offer. The reason being is it's going to get them like instant results, right? Which is a fundamental part of having a great offer is how quickly can you get the client a return on investment. So if we look at a database reactivation, I'm actually going to show you what like copywriting would look like for this, because I can understand that this may not make sense if you are a beginner. So essentially what we have here is if we look at this email, you can see that it's a special offer. This is one for a fitness coach. So if you're helping, I don't know, let's say like personal trainers, this would be an example of like the offer, but it's the same like format for every niche pretty much. You would say this is the biggest discount for the next 48 hours. So a limited time offer, and you list out what they get. You would say the end results of the end results. So you're basically explaining that by entering this program, you're going to be able to live longer, spend more time with your family. So you're selling something on the long-term results, right? You're getting them into results-based thinking rather than cost-based thinking in the copy. But then here's the best part. You don't need, so it's basically listing out what they don't need, which actually brings them closer and resonates more with the offer, because they've probably tried this before and it hasn't worked. And then, yeah, it's just a simple offer, right? So that is essentially the bit of a risk reversal right here as well. But that is a database reactivation. You would send that to all the leads that they have in their CRM or their database if you're working with a business, right? So you would put that at the start of your offer to get them results quickly, and then you would run the traffic, right? Whether it's the content and then the ads for the winners, that's just a less risky style. If you are good at ads, you could just do this from the start, right? You could just do the motion graphic ads from the start and it'd probably perform quite well. But yeah, it's a leveraged offer because you use financial arbitrage and then you get them to distribute it. You can use softwares like Buffer. There's other ones to essentially schedule the social media posts for them. For the pricing structure, it depends on how much you make the client, obviously. But from what we've covered, you can probably get them at least 38 appointments, which is very realistic. And let's say they close 20%. That means your client will sign 6 clients in the first 30 days. If they charge $1,000, they make 6K. You could easily charge 2K. So that is very reasonable. But this should be the payment plan. This shouldn't be what you announce first on the sales call, because you should always price anchor the gasp. Now, what I mean by this is if you aren't getting your prospects to gasp, meaning like, oh, wow, when you say the price, you aren't charging enough. So I would recommend having it as a 90-day campaign that you would explain on the sales call, and you would say to them that it's 5K for 90 days, right? So it's actually cheaper to do the 5K rather than the 2K. So we're trying to incentivize them to pay the 5K, which then gives us more money to spend on talent, to get better results for them, invest back into their business quicker. So you can then actually take a rev share as well if you want to do that after 90 days, but you know, it's up to you. And then narrow down, if they give you a smoke screen, like I need to think about it, I need to speak to my partner, you would just narrow down the smoke screen to the root concern. Sometimes they say it's the price, but I promise you it's very rarely the price. It's always trust. So improve your middle of the funnel, right? So give them value before the call. Maybe give them a free edit that they can post to their social media to see how good it is, right? Do that before the call, and then this will become much easier to get high ticket payments. But yeah, worst case is you have that 2K a month option in your back pocket. And obviously there's interest because $2,000 for 90 days is $6K. But obviously, if they pay up front, it's $5K. So they save $1,000, right? So that's just incentivized to get more money up front, because it's more valuable to get $5K now than $6K in like 90 days, right? That's just obvious. But yeah, to get your first 5 clients, you're going to over deliver, get case studies. So that's why like there's quite a lot in this, right, in terms of value. But you're doing this to get case studies and then over deliver by utilizing the only advantage you have right now, which is your time. And then once you get 5 clients, you're going to transition from spending your time to over deliver to now just pivoting your offer and using capital. So what that would look like is instead of, let's say, instead of doing all of this stuff for them, right, posting the content, managing the editors, you're basically just going to give them the editors and give them the knowledge on how they're going to do this, right? So you are just going to place the motion graphic editor into their business, one that suits their content style, and you're going to teach them how to leverage AI, right? It could be a community, it could be group coaching, it could be ideally a bit of implementation in there just because that's important. But you'll notice that done for you is what we are originally selling, and done with you is more consulting, right? But I found that a combination of both is like the optimal offer. So done for you could be you're placing the editor in their business, and then done with you is training them how to use AI, right? For this whole like generating more traffic, getting more appointments and stuff like that. But what you'll find is it's much harder to sell. So that's why I don't recommend starting with this, because if you don't have much sales ability and you're a beginner, it's going to be hard to sell a consulting model like with AI. It just doesn't make sense. Whereas, as I said, you want to use your advantage, which is time. You have time right now. You can't be broke and busy. So use your time because you're starting out, you don't have any clients, and over deliver by posting for them, distributing it for them, like getting your editors to edit it for them. And then, it's going to be, obviously when you do transition, it's going to be harder to sell than the done for you, which is what you start with. But it's easier to scale, obviously, this model. But that's why we start with the other one, because you don't have any clients. So like, it's like people want the leveraged way to get clients to start with, but like realistically, use what you have to your advantage. Get clients, over deliver, and then once you've got 5 clients, pivot into a more done for you plus done with you model. But yeah, that pretty much brings us to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I've pretty much covered everything, because obviously you've got the copywriting, you've got the what you actually do for them, and this is just like an idea technically, like it's a thesis. You can adapt this to whatever you want. Like if you just want to start running ads but use like AI and motion graphics, you can do that. If you just want to do content, you can do that. But this is like the optimized offer, right? So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, then just drop a like, subscribe. And if you're looking to scale your agency coaching or service-based offer, feel free to check out the community, first link in the description. We have got over 400 members, which is amazing. We're actually increasing the price once we reach 500 members. And the main benefit of joining the community is that it's the #1 systemized program where we actually give you done for you automations for scaling your own business, and you can also sell these to your clients. So for example, you get like all of these workflows. If we quickly go back, it's AI texting, AI appointment setters, cold email campaigns, cold SMS campaigns, database reactivation, outbound campaigns. So you get basically all of these high ticket funnel workflows, low ticket funnel workflows, all built for you. So all of these are like actually built for you. And you get all of these. So if we could quickly look at one, this is like an inbound Facebook booking bot for, you can see that these are very, very complex automations that you can sell for thousands. But we give you these built for you inside a free Go High Level account that you don't need to pay for, right? So that's why most people join. So yeah, feel free to hop in if you want to be able to send automated emails, texts, and cold calls like without you paying for anything, because you just join the community. You get all of this included, as well as we'll actually give you free leads for whatever niche you're in, which is like absurd. So that'll be the first thing in the description. Check it out. If not, no worries. I'll keep posting videos, and I'll probably put 2 videos up here that you can watch now. So take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.